John Kyle, Chris Dodd,
Joe Biden, John Boehner,
Charles Crist, Mario Cuomo, Roy Romer,
Gary Hart,
Jim Webb. But if Senator Obama or Senator Clinton asked you, you'd be open.
I would highly discourage them. That's probably the best way to say it.
But you wouldn't be General Sherman and say no.
You know, at this point, no one's asking, no one's talking, and I'm not that interested. So.
If you said to me, in order to become president, you could help me, would you be my vice president? You'd say
There's
yes.
no one I would rather be on a ticket with than John McCain.
I made it clear I'm not looking for that job.
But you wouldn't turn it down.
Well, you know, anybody who got asked by their nominee to be the running mate, you'd have to consider it. I mean, how could you just blow it off? You can't do that.
You don't want to lose any of those people, any of the people who were voting for Hillary, any of the people who were voting for Obama. You want them both.
We have a neighbor out here of Governor Sebelius in Kansas. You have John Edwards.
I'd love to see him consider a fellow you had on the show a little earlier. I'd love to see him consider even General Powell. I'd love to see him think long and hard about Strickland and Rendell.
I think it was inappropriate. I think it gave Obama an issue that he didn't have. So I think this president basically ought to just do his job, let McCain do his job.
On background, I'm told by CNN that after it was over, that his staff got the press together and said, this is about Barack.
This was an administration that was warned that terrorists were going to attack this country, and they did nothing. I am not going to listen to anybody in this administration talk about Democrats being weak on national security.
But as soon as he gets back, he should fire, as appeasers, Gates and
Secretary of
Rice.
Defense?
Secretary of Defense and Secretary of State.
Why?
Because they both, Gates as recently as a week ago, saying we've got to sit down and talk with the Iranians directly.
He tried to make a speech yesterday to say that he would have the Iraq war would be over by 2013 and to just try to put behind him the Democratic attacks that he was for a 100-year war. And George Bush steps on his message. I
decided that I would allow the process to go forward and not endorse a candidate, and I've pretty much kept to that position.
They each asked me to be part of their campaign. Right after I got out of the campaign in Iowa, I said, I'll make one commitment. I will not endorse either one of you, and I'll be available to both of you.
This wasn't funny. I'll be the first to tell you that. Shouldn't have said it. I apologize. I don't know what else I can do.
On major economic issues, John McCain is very much a supporter of where President Bush has been and where he is today. In fact, he's changed his view on some of these major issues in the last number of weeks.
The marginal income tax rates, capital gains, and dividends. And Obama, on the other hand, would be increasing all of these.
I think we can do very well in the South. There's no question about it. Senator McCain has been to Florida an awful lot. He's coming back again this week, as a matter of fact. And I think showing people that you care about them by showing up is an important thing to do.
Well, there's no question that the environment for Republicans is a difficult one. What I've been preaching to my colleagues now for over a year is that we have to be the agents of change. I know what needs to be done to deliver real reform here in Washington.
No, you're staying.
I'm staying.
You've had your differences with the campaign chair, Congressman Tom Cole.
Tom and I had a very good meeting on Friday. We had several conversations last week.
Frank and constructive?
Frank and constructive and positive.
So he's staying as well?
He's staying. Well, George, this is a very personal issue, and I think it's really between Vito, his wife and family, and his constituents.
Strategically, they better get their act together with an aggressive agenda of reform here at home about the things people are talking around the kitchen table.
Do you think same-sex marriage will be as strong a mobilizing tool for conservatives in 2008 as it was when you were in the White House in 2004?
Not as significant, and simply because there aren't as many battlefronts on which it's being fought.
I'm the only person in the history of Virginia to be elected to statewide office with a union card, 2 Purple Hearts, and 3 tattoos. It was no easy ride. This is a family show.
Are those? Then I can show you too.
Talk too much.